Hey guys, it's Spyros from the Self-Help Photographer. It's Tuesday, which is question day, and today's question comes from Tracy Harmon Jensen. Let's see what Tracy has to say.
I don't understand what white balance means or what it does. Could you please explain?
In a nutshell, white balance removes the unrealistic color cast that can show up in our photographs from different light sources. Now, light is created by the transfer of energy, typically heat energy. For example, light from the sun is the constant heating and burning of the gases in the sun. Light from a tungsten filament light bulb is heat generated from the electricity that is passed through the filament in the light bulb. Different material heated to different temperatures produces light of different wavelengths, and the different wavelengths produce light of different color. We call this the color temperature. It's called the color temperature because of the temperature the stuff burns at. For example, tungsten light bulb filaments heat up to approximately 5,300 degrees Fahrenheit or 2,900 degrees Celsius. This produces light that is orange in color. Now, instead of using the Fahrenheit or the Celsius scale to notate the color temperature, we use a scientific temperature scale called the Kelvin scale. So when we talk about color temperature, we're going to talk about kelvins. For instance, the traditional light bulbs, which have filaments that heat up to 5,300 degrees Fahrenheit or 2,900 degrees Celsius, convert to a temperature in kelvins of 3,200 degrees Kelvin. Sunlight has a color temperature of 5,000 Kelvin. But sunlight is a little bit different because sunlight contains the entire wavelength spectrum of light. It contains all of that, which means that sunlight produces no color cast whatsoever. So what white balance is designed to do is to treat any light that comes into the camera as if it were sunlight, even if it's not sunlight. And by doing that, it removes the color cast that might be introduced into the photograph. For instance, I'm filming this video right now using fluorescent lights that are daylight balanced, which means the color temperature of these lights is 5,000 Kelvin. Now, if I turn on this light, which has a tungsten light bulb in it, which is 3,200 Kelvin, I turn orange because the camera is expecting light at 5,000 Kelvin, and this is at 3,200 Kelvin. So it can't properly treat this light, which is why you see this orange all on the side of my face. I could change that by changing the white balance to 3,200 Kelvin. Now, at 3,200 Kelvin, you can see that the 5,000 Kelvin fluorescent lights don't interpret well. I look blue, but if I turn the light back on here, this looks white, and the color it casts on me looks white because the camera is expecting 3,200 Kelvin light. Now, I've been throwing the Kelvin numbers around for the white balance settings in my camera, but your camera has a series of white balance settings that are very simple and very easy to use. The first one is auto white balance, which sounds just like it is. It's automatic, meaning that you are leaving it up to the camera to figure out what kind of light you're dealing with and interpret that light correctly so that all of your colors look natural without any color cast to it. The next several settings are pretty straightforward. They're designed to be used in a specific lighting situation. So here is a list with the color temperatures and the icons that represent everything. You've got sunny, you've got shade, you've got cloudy, tungsten, fluorescent, and flash. Now there's another one that you see here though, and this one is called the custom white balance setting. Custom is sort of like auto on steroids, where auto looks at the light that's coming into the camera and tries to interpret it. With custom, you actually give it a reference and show it the light so that it can specifically correct for it. To do that, you need a gray card, and these gray cards are cheap. I got this one for $9 from Adorama Photo, and the gray tone on here is perfectly neutral. And what you do is you take a photo of this in the light that you're taking the photograph. So if you were taking a picture of me right now, I'm holding the card, I'm in the light that's hitting me, you take a picture of just the card, fill the frame with the card, and the color cast will translate itself onto the card. That then allows the camera to analyze the color cast, compare it to the photo you're going to take of me, and remove that color cast. There's one more white balance setting that you might see on your camera. Some have it and some don't, and this is the Kelvin setting. This is a nice feature that allows you to specifically dial in the color temperature of the light that you're dealing with. To use this, you just jump into the setting and you dial it in. Now, this is a little confusing if you don't know the common color temperatures. So down in the description below, I've made a list of the common color temperatures so you can get used to them. That way you know, for instance, if you're in lighting that's similar to tungsten, but when you use the tungsten setting it's not quite right, you know that if you jump into Kelvin, you can dial in 3200 as a starting point and then take a test shot and then move it up or down from there. All right, that's all I've got for you guys today. If you have any questions about white balance, leave them down in the comments. Hit me up over on Facebook, send me an email, send me a voicemail. You guys know the drill. All the links are down in the description below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and most importantly, get out there and take some damn photos. I will see you guys on Thursday.